Today we're talking about my 2008 Honda CBR1000, also known as the '08 Fireblade. It's lightweight with a punchy mid-range and a reputation that's a little bit complicated. If you're thinking about buying one, or if you already own one and want to know what to watch out for, this is your full owner's breakdown. Pros, cons, costs, and mods I actually recommend. So in 2008, Honda redesigned the CBR1000. As you see, it did get a facelift, and it is the one kind of CBR that looks a little bit different from the rest. Starting off, it is a 999cc flat plane inline 4 with 175 horsepower crank and about 150 horsepower to the rear wheel. Coming in at about 440 pounds curb weight, it's comparable to other liter bikes of its generation. They tweaked the bike along with a new chassis, that shorty style exhaust system, a slipper clutch, and Honda's electronic steering dampener, and a big focus on shedding weight. There were no rider aids in 2008, no traction control, no ABS, no wheelie control, none of that good stuff. So it's an old school liter bike with modern day handling. Starting off, we're going to go over the pros of this bike. Pro number one is the handling and the weight. As you guys probably know, or if you don't, CBRs are a very well-rounded bike, whether it's a 600 or 1000. But this generation's party trick is agility. It turns in quick, holds a line, and feels really stable throughout the turn. And it's a little bit lighter than most liter bikes of its era. It'll give you that confidence that you need on the back roads or the track, and it doesn't fight you in the corners like some other bikes might. Pro number two, we're going to go over the mid-range. Since this is a liter bike, obviously it loves to go, but where this bike really shines is in that mid-range. Revving out to 13,000 RPMs redline, this bike really pulls from that 6 to 10,000 mark, and it pulls really hard. You don't have to live at redline to be able to move on this bike like you might have to with other lower displacement engines. Pro number three, we're going to go over the brakes and the slipper clutch. A strong, predictable front brake paired up with a slipper clutch from factory that actually works. Downshift stays smooth and linear. Especially helps if you're new to that liter bike engine braking, which can be a little scary at first, but it's no different than downshifting on any other bike. Pro number four, we're going to go over the chassis balance. The way this frame is designed and the Unit Pro Link rear end, they keep things stable in the mid corner while being under power. Combine that with this era of Honda's electronic steering dampener, and you get stability without killing the steering. This is definitely a bike a little bit ahead of its time. Pro number five is parts availability. Because these sold really well, and well, it's a Honda, you can still find plenty of parts on the market, whether OEM or aftermarket, ranging from plastics, wheels, to sensors, and tons of aftermarket exhausts, gearing, lines. Yeah, the list goes on. So if something breaks, or you want more power, or maybe you just want to switch up the cosmetic, there's a wide range of options in the market for this bike. Since this bike has a handful of pros, well, it also has a handful of cons. Starting off, con number one, and the biggest of them all, is the oil consumption. The biggest red flag, some 2008 through 2011 bikes burn oil, and not every single one of them does, but the majority of them do, enough for you to be worried. If you're shopping, ask the seller about oil consumption habits between oil changes, and as an owner, make oil checks part of your pre-ride routine. Con number two is heat and fan time. So these bikes do run really hot, and you'll find almost any time you ride that the fan will kick on, especially in traffic. Now, it's not unbearable, but if you commute in a warmer climate, expect a little bit of heat around your legs in the tank area, as these bikes get up to around 200 to 220 degrees. Con number three is no electronic rider aids. Now, that means no traction control, no ABS, no wheelie control. Is this a con? Well, not to everybody, but if you're a newer rider, it might be. Well, if you wanted modern safety nets, well, you're not going to find those here. This is a raw liter bike that's very rewarding, but it asks that you bring skill and respect to the table, as does every liter bike. And con number four is the age dash and electronic. This bike has a basic display, no gear indicator, as well as no fuel gauge. If you're coming from modern bikes with fancy TFTs, well, this might feel a little bit old and outdated. Next up, what to check before you buy. Starting off, like I mentioned, this bike burns a lot of oil, and that's something that you're going to want to take into consideration. Start it cold, let it warm up, rev it. If you see any smoke on the D-cell, well, that's obviously a bad sign. And for the basics, check the cooling system, the chain, the sprockets, the brakes, as well as the suspension. And it always helps if the previous owner has service records for the bike that they can actually prove. Next up, we're going to go over mods that I recommend for this bike. Starting off, this bike does have really good brakes, but a first mod you can do is upgrade the brake lines and the brake pads for a stronger front brake feel. If you want more power, well, you can swap the sprockets out and go down one and plus two in the rear, and that'll give you a little bit more torque, but not as much top end. Next up, like I have, is an ECU tune. This will give you a smoother throttle input, help it run better, and cleans up fueling if you have a slip-on or a full system. Lastly is oil habit. Now, this isn't a mod, but it's something I would recommend. Track your mileage, track when you top it off with oil, and to know your bike's pattern. Every bike is different, but like I said, these bikes tend to burn a little bit of oil. Staying on top of that is the basics to keeping your bike running healthy. The 2008 Honda CBR1000 is an absolute beast of a bike. It's got a few cons, but when it's healthy and maintained, it delivers the power and torque you need to keep you on your toes. Just go in with eyes open, monitor the oil. Like seriously, don't forget to check the oil on these bikes. Check the cooling and the charging systems, and it'll definitely reward you with every ride. If this video helped you, drop a like for the algorithm and comment down below if you would ever own one of these bikes. Or if you already do own one, what are your thoughts on it? Subscribe for more bike reviews and buyer's guides. Don't forget to check the oil. And in the meantime, I'm going to go ride, but I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.